I'm Sarah from Sarah Vedeler Designs, and this is Go Bedazzled. It's a really funny story about how this quilt came into being. I was teaching a class at my local Bonina dealer, So From the Heart, here in Scottsdale, Arizona, and Susie, the owner of the store, had an AccuQuilt Go stand right in the middle of the floor. So when you walked into the shop, you fell over it. When you walked out of the shop, you fell over it. And this was back in late 2009, and the AccuQuilt Go dies had just started appearing on the market. So I was teaching a class and walking out of the classroom, and I turned to look over my shoulder to make a comment to somebody who was following me, and pretty much walked right into the AccuQuilt Go stand, and I found coming out of my mouth the words, "Wouldn't it be fun to use the AccuQuilt Go dies and design a block of the month quilt featuring embroidered applique?" Like, where in the world did that come from? And Susie looked at me and she said, "I think that would be a fabulous idea." So she literally picked up a box containing one of the new AccuQuilt Go cutters and said, "Here, take this and play." And I'm like, no, don't make me do that. Got too many other things to do, but hold that thought and I'll be back. So a couple of months later, I cleaned off my plate a bit so I had a little bit more time to play. And I went back to see Susie, and she gave me one of the AccuQuilt Go cutters. And by that time, AccuQuilt had introduced some more dies. So I had the circle die to play with, the new hearts die, the new stars die, the feather die, the round flower die, and somewhere around here is the funky flower die. And I took them home and I just started playing with these pretty basic shapes, which can be cut out really cleanly, really nicely using the AccuQuilt Go cutter and the dies. And I started playing with a layout to make the quilt. Now, most block of the month quilts that I had seen were based on squares, row by row, and I decided I don't want to do that. I want to do something a little bit different. So I had the idea of a lone star in the back of my mind, hence the big star here in the center of the quilt. And I took the shapes, designed it. This is where my computing background came in kind of handy. So designing this star in the center so that the side here is actually able to make a 12-inch square. I like nice, easy numbers. So I ended up with the shapes, or the sides of the diamond, and started playing around with the different shapes that I'd cut out using the Go dies. And this is the result. Back on the Lone Star basis, I wanted to include some smaller diamonds, and AccuQuilt didn't have a 45-degree diamond in their repertoire back then, so I figured, okay, nobody's going to mind if they have to cut out just these couple of different shapes by hand, although I have to say it's a really strange measurement to cut out these diamonds, so I'm so happy that there is a new licensed die to allow you to cut them out now. I decided, it's the block of the month quilt, so let's get a group of ladies together and do this as a block of the month. And I have to say, the first group of 12 ladies who signed up for class did so pretty much on blind faith. They saw an outline image of the quilt, and that was about it. So they knew they needed some fabric, and they knew they needed some thread, and we put together some options for what they could use fabric-wise, and month by month I was about 5 minutes ahead of the rest of the class in terms of doing the digitizing and creating the actual embroidery designs for each class. Tough bunch of ladies, they did an excellent job. About 3 months in, another group of ladies had formed, so we actually had two groups going, and the second group, by the time they came along, I'd kind of decided, okay, I got to be a bit more organized here. I got to be way ahead of everybody. So I ended up actually finishing the quilt so that people could see what the finished result would look like. Since then, hundreds of people have made Go Bedazzled in various classes across the United States. and my quilt was entered into the IQA, the International Quilters Association annual show in Houston in 2010, where it won first place for in the machine embroidery category. And I'm so excited because 5 years later, a couple of days ago, October 2015, another version of Go Bedazzled made by Mary Reinhardt and her group of friends won first place with Take 3 Fabrics, Just Add Thread. So the second winning Go Bedazzled at Houston. I've heard lots of people showing me pictures of their Go Bedazzled winning Best of Show, winning blue ribbons at shows across the country. I'm so excited that people have really taken this design collection and run with it. There is a ton of stuff that you can learn. Multiple hoopings, Y-seams, all kinds of things. It's a really great experience to sharpen your quilting skills and piecing skills, as well as learning about embroidered applique and how to do that so that you get fabulous results.